Second grade, today you're going to start painting your stencils. So what you have to do is set it up, and you're going to use a pencil to write your name on it. I'd put it near an edge, your grade, second grade, and your teacher's initial, and I would flip that over. Then what you're going to do is at your seats, you'll take your stencil and place it over the top of the colored paper that you choose, and then tape part of it down. This is going to keep it kind of still while you paint. Just kind of lightly tape it to the table. You don't need to push it on real hard because you don't want it to stick to the table really well. You just don't want it to shift around. So you can see I'm just barely getting the corner of the paper and kind of just sticking it down, okay? After you have your stencil set to go, then you'll be able to get up to 3 colors. I have a white pile there, you can't really see, of what you want for your butterfly and a big brush. And then you can start by kind of brushing away or towards you, away from the stencil. You don't want to shove the paint underneath, so when you brush to start it out, you kind of do the motion of painting from the stencil out, and that will get your edge nice and clean. Now, if your stencil doesn't look nice and clean at the end because maybe you made a mistake, that's all right. We're going to be cutting these out. But just so you can kind of figure out how to use a stencil, I'm going from the edge of the stencil and brushing in towards the paper. So in, out, in, out. And that is what's going to help keep the paint from going under. I also don't put a ton of paint on the tip of my brush. There we go. Now if you want to paint in like the body or decorations at this point, you can. And then you also have a cup of water to share with the person between you to kind of rinse it out. Now, when you have your cup of water, you don't want your brush super wet before you go into a new color. So if you drag it along the edge of the cup, it gets a lot of the water out, and then you can use a new color. So if I did like white, and I'm kind of making it mix a little bit intentionally, paint on the color that I want, and I don't have to really worry about the stencil edge anymore because I'm not really that close to it. And then I give it a rinse again. And you can do whatever you'd like at this point with the other colors. I think I'm just going to do some dots. Maybe I'll give him a dot on his face and the belly and the tail. All right, so here's the revealing moment. You are going to then hold your stencil down and peel off your tape. If it takes a part of the paper with it, that's all right. Mine's not really happening because I didn't press down on the tape too hard. And then you're going to lift a corner off of the paper, and there you have it, a stencil butterfly. Now this stencil can be put in the trash can. This is what I'm going to be grading. So you're going to carry this over like a pizza to the drying rack. Your paint plate goes in the trash. Your brush goes in the soapy bucket near the sink. Dump your water, please, and rinse your cup and fill it back to the line with water and set it on the counter. You're wearing a smock today, so you want to keep your smock on until the very end after you've washed your hands and taken your stuff to the drying rack so that you don't bump into anybody with paint. All right, let's try to stencil today.